Ralph Lauren dress shirt, long sleeve dress shirt. They make several different labels through the years as they've changed. And this is an old brand, you know. But this particular label, it's a dark blue label. And you'll see it has nothing right here, nothing below here. And it also doesn't have any washability tags. Those are the white tags that are down around the waistline inside the shirts and clothing. Those weren't until years later. So that's another clue when you're dating clothes. Each maker's done things differently, so you have to research it. Selling clothes in the used vintage industry, whether it has new tags on it and was never worn and it's vintage. Vintage means 20 years, 20 years or more. It doesn't mean used. Back in the old days of eBay in the early 2000s, everybody put vintage if it was used. That's not vintage. It's vintage if it's 20 years or more. That's vintage. Okay. Now, the difference between the crack sale and being a reseller, you have to study. I went to college, UCLA, for fashion design and merchandising. That was my first college degree. And so I learned a lot. I worked in the schmata business for many, many years for a lot of high end retailers: Rodale Drive, Marina Del Rey, Century City, Fox Hills, all kinds of places. I was a go getter back in the day when you had to work and for basically for free. They wanted to pay you just commission, and then it was commission versus sales. Commission versus pay, and then it sometimes it was like pay plus a little commission, um, because they wanted salespeople that hustled to sell that product, and it wasn't always good because you would get salespeople on the floor, and if there were too many salespeople, then you would get people pouncing on customers and who owns what customer and this, that, and the other, and who helped with the sale or something. So it got kind of wild. And I mean, today in this day and age, I get really aggravated if somebody comes up to me as soon as I walked into a store and stands 1 foot from me and says, "Can I help you?" I mean, I can't stand that. But I also can't stand trying to look around for somebody that works there in a shop that appears to be vacant, and I've been there 30 minutes and never seen one person either, and I have a question to ask. So yeah. But anyway, so you need to study these things if you want to be in vintage clothing, vintage toys, whatever it is that you would like to specialize in. Um, you need to study the market, and that means you need to research it, like with Google Lens. Research it on Google before you ever hit eBay, because eBay tends to be the crack sale. Sometimes there's people that get on there that don't research. They just throw that crap up there, and they got it for a dollar free or in the trash can, and they think they're making big money when they sell it for like $10, and it looks like you need drugs. That's what it looks like to me. Um, get real, get serious, study the brand, because it's more money. Okay, it's more money the older it is. Um, yeah. So take the time to research it and take pride in what you're doing and make the most money that you can. So be ultra honest with your ads. I've written ads years ago on eBay where you wanted to cry. They were so pitiful and they would sell, but I never had a problem with it because I was honest. The people didn't want to return it or anything else, and no complaints, because I was dirt honest. And that's all that matters. Remember, these people are not there in person where they can see, touch, and feel it. You have to be able to have really good pictures. You have to have a really good description, be super honest, and they might buy it, because it's a true handicap not to be able to see, touch, and feel this thing in person. So, it's almost like, leading the blind or someone deaf. Make sure everything is there in pictures and in your description, uh, uh, you know, so that the customer knows. Because some people don't look at all the pictures, some people don't read all the descriptions. So put it in both places. You don't have to have a big, long, drawn out drama story with a bunch of stuff flying across like they did years ago on eBay. God, everybody, they would have like bees and things flying across the screen, and uh, five different colors of lettering and different size lettering, different styles of lettering. And it's just so hard to read. And now that everybody's using phones, you have a lot smaller space to read, and a lot of that stuff's designed to be looked at on a computer screen than it is on a phone. So don't put a bunch of trash in there. Make it simple and get to the point. But but do know the value of the clothes you're selling. Make the most money you can. It takes time to write an ad and photograph. And then you got to store it, and then you got to keep it. Clothing doesn't resell real fast. It just doesn't. In this market on eBay, there's a lot of people selling on eBay. There's a lot of different price ranges. Like I say, research. Go to Google Lens, check it there, see what other items have sold for or are on the market for right now. You can get on WorthPoint. That's an app that can price just anything, and you can get accurate pricings and all that kind of stuff. Much more accurate than whatever that other thing is that they offer free on eBay if you're a seller. It's even better than that. Um, and then look at the current retail market on it on eBay, if that's what you're selling on, or use it for a little bit of reference. I'm not a real big fan of researching prices and garments on eBay because they're not true. Because there's a lot of sellers that don't know better. Okay, but look at the current market, the lower prices to the highest price, and then look at the solds where it's sold, and it'll show a 3 month research on the solds generally for the last 3 months. And you can see what the highest item was that sold versus the lowest. And then you can make up your mind there. Um, and some stuff you just kind of have to guess. Uh, but this particular garment, because it doesn't have the washability tags inside at the waistline, and it is just a blue tag, okay, dark blue, and it doesn't have anything on this side, and it has nothing on this side, okay, and it has, this is your neck measurements. This is when I sold for Harrison Frank Clothiers. I did all men's clothing. I was the only female selling there, and they all hated me because I was a girl. But let me tell you, I was smart because I thought, hey, if I'm a girl, I could sell clothes to guys, you know, because they would obviously come up to me and go, hey, how does this look? And it was so easy to sell clothes. I sold higher than anybody in the place, and they all hated me there. They were all men that sold there. And I did good, trust me. But this is a 16, it says right here. That means 16-inch neck. And then it says 34/35. That is your sleeve length. Okay? So the men's shirts are usually done this way. This is the proper way. It gives you the exact dimensions. So then men can get a shirt that fits where the sleeves aren't too short and the neck isn't too tight if they wear a tie and they button it up. This is a button down collar. See the little buttons that hold that collar down so it stays nice and neat when they wear a tie and all that kind of stuff. And so this particular shirt, all right, the date of this particular shirt is the late 1970s of Ralph Lauren. I used to sell on Rodeo Drive when I worked on Rodeo, one of the earlier stores, and I don't know if they still sell out there now. I worked for a couple people out on Rodeo Drive, and that was definitely interesting. But anyway, so this shirt, the price of this shirt is very good for resale. It's not $10 crack sale. Okay, you got me? This is in very nice condition, and it's been washed. Wash all this used stuff. Don't sell it nasty, please. And it's against eBay policy if you do. And so this has some very good value, okay, and can be in the hundreds. There's buyers for it. Trust me. You would be amazed if you go on eBay and go to Solds and enter like Ralph Lauren and then jack the price up to $100 and then hit search and see how much stuff has flown for way over $100. You can go into thousands of dollars. And that's on just about anything, whether it's toys or it's pants or whatever, collectibles. Research your product. You want to do it right? Do you really want to make money or you just want to play? Yeah, are you just making enough money to buy that dope or a few drinks? Because that's what it looks like when you're selling the stuff cheap. I saw one guy YouTube vlog how he bought 25 Tommy Bahama really nice Hawaiian shirts, including an embroidered one at a yard sale. And then he turned around and was selling them like 2 for 10 or something like that. Are you insane? Have you ever been to Dillard's? Dillard's sells Tommy Bahama. And trust me, they're all over $100 and generally close to the $200 range for one shirt. So you would think on the used end of it, if you go half price and it's in outrageously good condition without tags, you should be able to get it. Okay. Sell through rate on clothes is very slow. Some stuff can take a year to sell. But it also depends on how you write your ad, how you write your title, your pictures, and how much are you paying on your promo on top of the eBay house fees. Okay. There's all kinds of different factors. Is it winter? Is it summer? Does this item have a huge sell-through rate, or are there 3 million of them? And only 280,000 have sold in the last 3 months. I mean, all these things are factors. Some things have a sell-through rate where you look it up on the sold, or you look it up on the listed, and it says 100. And then you look it up on the solds for the last 90 days on eBay and it says 500. That means the sell-through rate's unreal. That means just about the time you list it, it should sell pretty quick. So research these things. If you're serious, I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't want to make money. Okay. Me, I want to make the most money I can. Trust me. So learn these things, study them. It does take a lot of time. If you want the easy way out and a quick sell-through rate, go sell electronics, like sell VCRs. You can sell broken ones for $40 on eBay all day long. You can sell the ones that are running for $100 to $300 used. That's right, a VCR, a VHS plain VCR. I remember the first one I bought. My daughter was a baby. She wasn't even a year old. And I bought one for $900 and I pawned my car to get the bank loan to do it with at the RCA store. I am not kidding you. You believe it? $900 for VCR? Oh my gosh. Anyway, price your clothes. Learn them. Learn your tags. Learn it. It's education. You got to study. All right. Talk to you guys later. Hope that helps you. Have a great one. Go get that money tree. I love you. Be kind to a stranger. See you in the next one.